Hey guys, still here. Welcome back. It's been a while since I recorded a video, and in case you haven't been seeing the notifications that I put up on the community part of my channel, I got married last Friday, so that's 5 days ago, and jeez, it's gone by fast. Before that Friday, I was quite busy with the last preps, and well, I'm not sure if you guys experienced it or not, but planning a wedding, especially the last minute details, can be a bit tedious. Now, I'm not one to stress easily, but there is just so much on your mind. So I was quite busy planning that, and I was just not really in the right mind to be recording YouTube videos. Now, that's not the only thing that happened. Maybe the game looks a little different, I'm not exactly sure. The reason for that is that I upgraded several parts of my computer. Now, for you fanatics, I'm now running a MSI X470 gaming plus a mainboard or motherboard, whatever you want to call it. An AMD 2600X Ryzen CPU. A couple of, I believe, shows you how much I know. 16GB Kingston RAM, DDR4 2400, and I am running my main OS off of a M2 NVMe SSD. In case that makes no sense to you, as I've been told, the NVMe connector is still an SSD, but it's 7 times faster. And damn, it is fast. Now, more on the PC specs down below in the comments or down below in the description, so if you want to know more, you can find out about it there. Anyway, victory at sea. Where were we? I believe Iwo Jima was being repaired. Now, by the way, as for the game, I'm not exactly sure what they have changed, as I really have not been paying any attention to it in the last couple of weeks. And I know that the devs were probably hard at work to recover stuff, repair bugs, maybe implement new features. I believe that the Japanese campaign is out, by the way. But I have to get my bearings again at what we were doing and where we were going. The overall strategy was to take a B-29 Superfortress to nuke, I believe, Hiroshima first? Yeah, nuke Hiroshima. Geez, I can barely make out that font. This is Hiroshima. At the moment, though, I'm not sure if we can actually launch that aircraft already. I don't think so, because we probably don't have any aviation fuel. So I'm going to have to wait for a couple of convoys to come in. There's 35 cargo ships en route. The question is, which ones are we waiting for? There's one going to Guam, there's two going to Wake. And where are the cargo ships? Tinian, truck. Oh right, the Japanese were doing a tour of my northern islands here. I'm gonna have to recapture those soon. Did they implement new health bars for ports? Looks like they might have. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I was building a couple of ships to start countering the enemy up here in the north. Let's upgrade those Essexes before I forget. That's 2 aircraft carriers. We have 4 more aircraft carriers coming off of Mare Island. And down in the south, from this major port, we're launching another 2 aircraft carriers. That should be plenty of firepower, but they still don't have any escorts. So the airfield, no, not airfields, the ports that are not actually up to capacity, like Mare Island, I want to have these things also produce, if we can afford them, that is, a couple of Baltimore-class cruisers. There's one, 48 days, so they're even going to beat the aircraft carrier by production time. And let's check on the fleet. 34. If I remember correctly, 34 was running a little low on supplies. Somewhat. Yeah, this one, the Hornet, has no bombs left whatsoever. So that is something that we need to look into. And that's why they were heading to Truck, which has a good amount of supplies. Task Force 59. 4, make that 6 cruisers. Currently positioned at truck. What sort of ships were we looking at again? Pensacola's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, everything's a Pensacola. How are we doing for fuel here? Plenty. Gentlemen, please resupply. Task Force 56. 4 destroyers. Currently near Guam, where they're waiting to take on fuel. Task Force 46 at Iwo Jima. Large task force. With, for some reason, a whole lot of dive bomber squads up in the air. I'm not exactly sure why. Did we kill something in the last episode? Was that it? Maybe. At any rate, I think we can safely recall all those aircraft right now. Recall all flights. Just not sure which of my aircraft carriers these flights belong to. Hold on. Oh, there we go. It's the... right. It's the first 2 Lexingtons, which have a lot of flights in the air. Task Force 33. 3 destroyers currently patrolling near Wake Island. But they're running a little low on fuel. I'm going to tell those guys to get back. Task Force 61. 4 cruisers. And I believe they are waiting for further aircraft carriers to join their formation. Task Force 60. 3 heavy cruisers off of Truck Lagoon. I think I might need to throw those together with the group at Iwo Jima, but they're pretty far away. Is there any chance I can intercept other ships? Feels good. Status looks good. Move out. Okay. Now let's speed up time and get to work. For the moment, the actual push towards Hiroshima with the aircraft is on stand down, up until the point where I get my fuel. Now I don't know if I can speed this up in any way. I don't believe so. Tulagi's bitching about something. Supply is low. Not really sure what supplies you think are currently low, but sure. Guadalcanal. It's also bitching about low supplies. You have a ton of fuel. You have a lot of rations. I'm not taking these things too seriously because they seem to be complaining about low supplies, but I don't really see it. Now, Truck Lagoon, were you working on any ships? Oh yes, you are. More Baltimores are coming off the shipyards at Truck. This is a really nice position because I can easily start to help out with Australia. And I know people have been clamoring to retake the ports that the Japanese have taken over here. I'm going to get around to that just as soon as Task Force 34 has been resupplied at Truck Lagoon. So for the moment, that is what we're waiting for. Let's see, 46. Oh, hold on. Who is sending spotter planes at me? Where are these things coming from? That is something that is of paramount importance. We have a lot of fighters coming back home, by the looks of it. Come on, go and have a look. There's more spotter planes. The only ships which can launch spotter planes are cruisers and battleships. Neither of which I would very much like to see at current. Jeez, the game's really slowing down again. Must have been all those flights which were landing. So, are they making an effort to retake Iwo Jima? Is that it? Let's have a look. Corsairs are going up. Everything geared towards taking down a spotter plane. Well, I guess the spotter planes, regardless of whether they actually spotted my fleet, probably have a pretty good idea of where my fleet is. Because my fighters are simply pointing back at it, saying, hey, here we are. This is House Squadron. Where the hell are they? Yeah, landing is something that this game does not like. Landing aircraft. Oh no, it really doesn't like to land aircraft. That's when everything starts to slow down. We were looking at... Oh. Uh-huh. This seems to be a pretty standard formation for the enemy. A couple of destroyers, a cruiser, 2 lights and a heavy. Well, we're gonna give these guys an airstrike. I want you to come back. And I want Task Force 46 to strike out against those ships. Where were my 3 cruisers? Oh, my 6 cruisers. Never mind. What am I going to do with 6 cruisers? What's your range like? Oh, you can reach absolutely everything. Okay, good. Patrol. 46. 46 isn't actually launching yet. They're still moving in. I'm once again going to come in with a large assortment of dive bombers. Ah, vessels sailing into the wind. So they're probably orienting the carriers so they can actually launch aircraft. Now, the Vegas. Ah, it's only a Kingfisher. And we cannot replace it either. Did I give the battleship? No. Oh, sorry, the Kingfisher is the newer aircraft. Ah. Okay. I want to have at least 1 spotter plane in the skies to see what we're up against. And just to keep an eye on that fleet. Once I know where they are, my carriers probably have a better chance of actually striking them out. That's the spotter. Can we actually strike it? Oh, the Iowa's still a little damaged. Oh, can't believe I missed that. Oh well. Here we go. These guys are up for an airstrike. The Avengers going up, the Helldivers. Dog Squadron, King Squadron, more for Dog Squadron. Let's speed it up a little. We're going to be joining the lead flight, which is... which group? No idea. Cool. Alright, switch to combat. Let's go have a look. What does the enemy have? And interestingly, are they all going to be named the same? Because the game has a tendency of doing that. Naming everything the same. Either I wasn't running on fantastic detail before, or they changed these models. I think the latter is not too likely. So I wasn't running at the most ideal graphics. This doesn't look half bad. With the exception of this aircraft. I'm running this at 1x speed. And yet it is... oh, it's not quite clipping. But that's not normal behavior for an aircraft. That's for sure. Okay. Attico, Tendriu, second Tendriu. Let's get rid of these ships. I understand that they want Iwo Jima back, but I'm not exactly in a mood to give it to them. I need this airfield because it contains the nuclear weapons. And, not just that, it's the only airfield which is currently in reach of Japan. Alright, let's hope that the AI has created squadrons which are not all going to go for the same target. These seem to be going for the Scion or the Yami. I'm currently flying along with, which is it, George? George Squadron. There's a whole bunch more behind him. Which are you? Don't tell me you're going to be circling over the enemy AA. I don't think that that would be a particularly healthy course of action. George. Where are you going, George? I do still have a payload. We didn't drop it, right? No, we did not. Why are... Oh, you're empty. Hang on, they're all empty? This makes no sense. Alright, land. Let's try the other flight. Because they sure as hell didn't damage anything just yet. These guys are. No. The hell? We did sink 1, 2, 3 ships. But who exactly did that? I don't really know. It must have been an air wing. Because my ships don't have the range. At all. Okay. A little closer. I'm not going to touch the controls anymore, I'm just going to look around. Altitude almost 3,500 meters. Which, if my measurements are correct, it's about 10,000 feet. What are you doing? Who's your target? Whoa, whoa, whoa! These are some really nimble aircraft. Hold on. Hold on. Previously, they actually showed me the dive bomber strikes. They showed me that there were aircraft going down on a dive, dropping bombs, sometimes missing, sometimes hitting. But now everything's just like, yep, you're dead. Did I not set up some settings, or what's going on? What is going on? I believe everything is set up properly. Okay, well, I suppose that this is just the game being a little irregular. Or, well, maybe that's not quite fair. Maybe you should say this is the game being normal. Anyway, Mare Island. You still have queue for, or slot for 1 ship. Let's make that another Baltimore. Baltimore. Here you are. And before you guys all start complaining, I'll create a few more cargo ships. 1, 2. There you go. Okay. Task Force 56 at Guam. Took on some fuel. Maybe? Oh, they're waiting for the fuel, that's it. Okay. 46 completed its mission. It's returning with its air wing. And we have 35 ships inbound. I think that there's not a whole lot to do at the moment. I feel that, with the exception of the northern flank, we have everything pretty well under control. We're making a good push towards the left. Task Force 34 is about to get resupplied by Truck Lagoon. And once it is, we can start pushing back here around New Guinea. And yes, Australia. We just really need these things resupplied. Which is about to happen. There you go, resupplied. Okay, perfect. I'd say this is your first target. TF-60 with the 3 cruisers. Seahawk spotter range is not great. do have Catalinas. The Catalinas might be able to scout out those convoys, insofar as there are any. But last known position for one cargo and one ammo ship is back here, down south. Alright, so I want to strike and capture Madang, Leh, and Salamaua. And what are the Brits using? Oh, cargo ships, cargo, cargo, cargo. More cargo. More cargo. Jeez, they have a lot of cargo ships. I just have one lonely tanker. Brave soul back there. Gotta give you that much. Alright. What can we do to make this thing at least a little exciting to watch? So far I haven't spotted anything. Spotter aircraft from these cruisers are not really useful. That's the other cruisers. What are we gonna do about you? Move here. Alright, we still have a couple of more Catalinas. Let's scout out the places that the other flights just didn't quite spot. Guam has a Helldiver. I don't really want a Helldiver up there. I want a Catalina. This thing has so much more range that it is way more useful as a spotter. Tinian. A Seahawk. Not going to use that. Spotter aircrafts. Up there. Well, I know it's not a spotter, but it does the same. Hold on. 5 DDs? Near the Solomons, huh? Where the fuck did you guys even come from? Let's see, that's 60. That's 34. That's 59. I don't really have anything that can intercept them at current. Well, maybe 34? Nah, doesn't quite have the range. Okay. Alright, back up to 100 times speed. Oh right, they're still returning. Good. Okay. Those DDs, are we going to be able to hit those with the Catalinas? Well, maybe not the Catalinas, but maybe the Helldivers can. Which one of you is a Helldiver? That's a, oh, that's a Super Fortress. That's a bit much. Helldiver. Go and get him. The others. Oh, you have to be kidding. What's the problem now? The damage to Rabal is still 100%. Right, so we cannot actually strike anything. Jeez, Kavyang has a lot of supplies on there. Shells, bombs, rations, fuel, aviation fuel. That place is a gold mine. Can we strike out with this? Oh yes, we can. Indeed we can. Excellent. Let's hit it. I'm not going to watch, because I don't believe that we're going to be seeing much. There you go, 3 destroyers now. Okay. So if that worked, then we can probably get a few more Helldivers in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Swap, swap. I don't really need the fighter at the moment. So we have Helldiver, 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 Super Fortress, Helldiver. Go. That should wipe out the destroyers entirely. Should. So far we still haven't spotted any new aircraft or ships coming our way, so that's good. Enemy fleet destroyed, there you go, that's all the DDs dead. Now, I want to see if my other Helldivers can take out these torpedo boats. That's going to be an interesting show. Because the torpedo boats, I'm not even sure where they are. But if I am to believe this display... There you go, they won't even attack. The torpedo boats seem to be either ashore or somehow inland. Neither of which makes a whole lot of sense. But there it is. Alright, 60. Now we can do some spotting. Let's see if there is still a random convoy. 6-1 still waiting. 33. Ah, the DDs have been resupplied. Patrol here, patrol there. Just want to keep an eye on them. Iwo Jima still has not been resupplied. Port facilities are upgrading. 5 days left. 5-6. Where's that cargo ship? Ah, there you were. 2 tankers. Oh, hello. Ooh. 3 DDs, a battle cruiser, and an aircraft carrier. Interesting. I think I knew they were there at some point. But it means I have to get the hell out of here with Task Force 60. Do we know where they're going? Updated question. Are they even going anywhere? Oh, yes they are. At least they're trying to send out a fighter. I think 34 should have no issues wiping out this small task force here. And in the meanwhile, I might be able to have these guys recon this place. 59 recon the Palau Islands. Shit, they're moving. We're doing 27 knots. No idea how fast that task force is going. What? What? Where are you even going? Come back here, you numbnut. They're chasing one fighter all the way down to Salamaua. How are these things airborne if they don't have any fuel? Oh, this game. I'm telling you, at times this game... It's just so weird. Oh, are they under attack? They're under attack! Shit. Switch to combat view. We're gonna have to try and manually engage a couple of these things. And hopefully shoot down some aircraft. Because that aircraft carrier cannot have a whole lot left. A couple of Kates, but apparently they have enough. Okay. Let's see if these cruisers, and I believe that this means that they are currently at AA duty. Let's see if these cruisers are capable of defending themselves. They're trying to speed away at 35 knots. Well, here we go. Baltimore-class cruisers are pretty damn good at defending themselves AA-wise. I believe they were AA cruisers. Well, I mean, yes, they're heavy cruisers. But I believe they are capable of shooting down a couple aircraft just before they get into range. Apparently not as of yet. We have Kates incoming. Why is there a smokestack in front of me? We have dive bombers incoming, more Kates, more dive bombers. Oh joy. Looks like these guys are coming up from the starboard attack. Keep running, guys, keep running. Let's just check if the personnel is set to the right locations. Fleet. St. Paul. Local AA operating at maximum. That seems to be doing quite alright. Quincy. Local AA, where you at? Here, max. Pittsburgh. Local AA max. Good. So we should have all the firepower that we need, or at least the maximum that we can provide, to shoot down enemy aircraft. Now, I don't get the animation for the aircraft for some reason, or at least the aircraft attacking, so I'm wondering if the AI does. I think the answer might be yes. As those Kates are definitely not coming to wave as my ship is sailing past. Probably have to take manual command of the Pittsburgh, as it seems to be the target for the Kates. Problem is, I don't really know what sort of short-range AA I have. Create smoke or load a star shell. Yeah, neither is going to be too handy. Here they come. Now, I've been getting really confusing and mixed reports about whether I need to be switching these things to anti-plane duty, or if I... There you go. Whoa! I didn't do anything. The ship did it all by itself. And they just immediately wiped out the whole flight. That was glorious. We have a couple of dive bombers coming in. More Kates are inbound. Looks like the St. Paul and maybe even the Quincy will be in range of those dive bombers. And off to the starboard we have a couple more Kates. Come on, have a go. If you think you can actually take on these ships. I think they're probably up too high for the moment. Here come the Kates. Are the dive bombers moving off? Yeah. The dive bombers are moving off. Alrighty then. Pittsburgh. They definitely want you. Is that one Kate? No, it's 3 Kates. Alright, Pittsburgh, prepare the AA. And we'll leave it in your capable hands, right until the point where... There you go. Things go... Exit, no more planes. Very nice. Alright, now to finish off the rest of the planes. And I want to see if the aircraft carriers are in range. They're on the edge of operational range. Maybe if I kite these things north. Well, I'm going to get into range of that battle cruiser. That's not something I really want to try, as I have had an encounter with this task force before, and that too was with a bunch of Baltimores, and that too didn't end well. Here come the Kates. Did you guys shift formation? Okay. They're now in formation column. Interesting. Once again, they're going for the Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh not even lead formation. Or at least not according to the squadron view. Alright. Get the gates. That seems to be 1 down. 2 down? No, hold on. What the hell? The fire is going all over the place, to the port, starboard, and directly in front. There's not even any aircraft directly off to the starboard. Like, what the hell are you doing? I need to do something about these animations. Because this is just not right. Alright, well, I'm going to leave it on a bit of a cliffhanger here, as I'm going to be ending the episode here. And next episode, we're going to be crushing this task force with Task Force 34, and probably a combination of Task Force 60 and 34. We're going to continue to scout around Iwo Jima, and wait for Iwo Jima to upgrade its port facilities. Maybe we can start turning out ships here too. We're going to continue building ships on the east, and prepare a counter-offensive in the north. And as soon as available, I want to start capturing New Guinea as well as Australia. But again, next episode. For now, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Glad to be back. And I'll see you soon for the next video. Talk to you then.